Okay, I think this is visible, right? Why is the chat so small? I think I can make this probably. Where did it go? Yeah, I mean, is it visible? Okay. I think it's too small, isn't it? Okay. Just give me a minute. Hey, Subrat. Hi. Okay, okay. Yeah. If it's visible, I think it's great. Far right, in the sense like this. I think this should be. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Yeah, thanks for being here. So, in this stream, mostly I was thinking of doing some resume review kind of thing. So, I have a couple of, like, I think 6 resumes here. Um, I'll be doing review in the sense just some basic enhancements or modifications which might be, great if you are applying for jobs, because it might be helpful, at least from my point of view. I have seen, like, I have experienced what recruiters really look into resumes, and I have actually reviewed resumes in one of my startups, so I know what the parameters they take in. So with that information in mind, I'll just try to review some uh, resumes here. So yeah, first I think, yeah, there is this resume I got. It's Mohammed Jadid, if I'm spelling it right. Mm, the first thing, like, the first thing is that okay, Abdullahi, is your previous question is like, okay, why I'm switching to Python and machine learning stuff. What happened bored with backend? No, not bored with backend, because I am a backend engineer. So I mean, I'm really interested in backend, but I was just exploring neural networks for some time. But for YouTube, for YouTube point of view, I was thinking of doing more with backend only. But now that I am back with into backend, I have like explored neural networks and figured out like it was not for me. So I'm just back into backend again. Yeah, so not bored. It just if you can't handle, like, you can't explore multiple things, you just have to keep some time for neural networks in my case. So if you are exploring, like, you have to allocate separate time. So that's what happened. Nothing else. Yeah, so with resumes, the first thing I will see here is that there are a lot of words, and the reviewer or the recruiter is not going to have time to read everything from top to bottom. And other thing is that it's better if you have the resume in a single page instead of more than one pages. And also, if the experience is not that you know high, it's very it makes sense to have a single page resume, right? If it is not a single page, then we call it a CV, I guess. But in that case, it can be multiple pages. But usually, resumes for newly experienced devs, it is better to be in a single page rather than multiple pages. And yeah, so here I see a lot of words. So first thing is that I'm not going to have the interest to look into what this person is doing. So that's one thing. It will be better, like, if you can divide it into sections. So here I can see there are a lot of things that you have done at some company, right? So you can bring it down to, let's say, 4 points max. I think that would be great. If you bring it down to 4 point max, and you don't need to, like, I also feel like this is a bit informal, like you are speaking to someone. So I think resume must be a bit formal, wording must be a bit formal, formal in the sense not exactly formal, but it must at least not be more informal side. And um, I don't think you need a summary, because if the work speaks for itself, people are going to look into the work. Not so. I mean, they have no reason to believe that what you have done here is real or not, because you don't have any proof. So that's where projects come in, and projects I don't see anywhere in the first page. So that is another con for me here. I don't see. I have to scroll here uh, for seeing the projects. So we have done some projects here. Yeah, so that is one thing, and the links are also, I think it's too small to see. Or if it's clickable, then it's okay, but it's too small, like even to see, it's not that visible. um, right. So I think mostly you can divide this into sections and put it in one page. That would be great. And section in the sense, you can remove this summary and you can put something like your interest first, and then your education, and then your experience, and then projects. So I can see you have done career development section, online courses, but I don't know if this comes under projects, because I don't know if this is a project. It looks like a project, but I don't know. I mean, it's not very clear what it is. And if you can put it under project section, it would be much clearer. And if there are some clickable links, that would be much helpful as well. So right now you say responsive web design, but I don't know the exact thing what you did. So if there is some like capstone project, this I guess, some kind of that kind of thing where it is hosted somewhere, then it will be really helpful for the recruiter to see what exactly you have done. And at least for moving to the next round, I think it should be helpful. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. That's the first thing. These are the first impressions that came to my mind when I'm seeing the resume. um, yeah, and also I don't understand what the blue color means. So I mean, you can see for work, the first three letters are colored. I don't know what that means. That is also a bit confusing for me. Yeah, I think that's some changes that I can think of. Also, you can rearrange these sections, like education can be on top, and after that, after education, I guess everything can come. That could be nice. Yeah. Hey Darshit, for Cred Shields, in Cred Shields, I'm using Django. We are using Django as a backend framework. So yeah, so those are the points that comes to mind. I think we can move on to the next resume. Cool. Yeah, so the next resume is Kingshik Deb. I think this is pretty good because it's just one page. And the first thing, as I see, is the education is at the bottom last column, or the last row, I guess. So if you bring it to the top, I can see what exactly your experience is, because it says like you are 2024 pass out, but I don't know when I'm starting to read the resume. So usually education must be, it's better to be if it is at the top of the, or it's the first section in the resume, it is much better, right? Then they have an idea what exactly, which college you are from, and what degree, and what year you are passing out. So that's one thing. And yeah, I think there is experience and projects and skills. I also think, yeah, we can reorder this, like projects can come after experience, skills can be at the bottom. That would be nice. And I can also see like there are so many bolded words here. So many things are bolded here. I don't know why, but it kind of distracts me from when I'm reading this, because I don't know what to read, because so many of them are bolded like words. Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. I think I like this because you have clickable links as well, and you have the links for the projects as well. That is good. That is, if you have a link for the project, I think the demo as well as the GitHub repo, I think that is a huge plus, because you have a working prototype or working demo of the project, or at least the source code which you have written, the GitHub link, for example. It is like it's really helpful for the recruiter while checking your skills. And yeah, if you remove some bolded words from this, you make it normal words, I think it will be much easier to read for me. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty simple. I think because you are 2024 pass out, you don't have much experience professionally, and that's okay. I think even though you have pretty handful of experience here as working as an intern, that's a great thing. And yeah, I think that's it for this resume, I guess. It is also quite clean, I would say. The template is very simple, and yeah, just the bolded words you can you can reduce the bolded words. I think it would be great. And yeah, you have the, I think this is great, right? So you have the link of the LinkedIn link for this company. I think that is also great. That is also helpful to know about the company, other than going and manually searching it. So that is there. Yeah, so yeah, that is that's for this resume. I think we can move on to next. So okay, Hrithik Bansal. Yeah, it's a good template. I think, yeah, similarly education can be at the somewhere where I can see, like when I first see this, I think the education can be somewhere at the top, which helps me to know what your exact education is. And then I think, yeah, projects also, it's for me, it's feeling like something very congested, and it's like pushed into one small box. I get that feeling, I don't know why. Because I think that maybe because you are breaking up the words, sentences into multiple times. Like here, the font is a bit small, and that is making me harder to read. I think you can use some different template, because I guess this template is used for some simple resumes. If you have more content, I think you can look out for some other templates, which might be where you can where you have some breathing space. So here I see like it's so much congested, as I was saying. So yeah, that's one point. And I also think I'm not really a fan of the summary, as I was saying, because I think the resume should speak for itself other than having a summary. It's good to have a summary, but the recruiter really doesn't care. I mean, as far as I've seen, like they are not in growing startups as well. They are not really caring about summaries. So if you have some great projects, then they are there indirectly. They're not even checking what where you have worked, or so they're just seeing your project. So if projects and some achievements, I think that's a big plus. You can have the summary, but I am not a big fan, because that doesn't say anything. I mean, it says about you, but it doesn't prove anything, right? So that is there. And you have the certification thing. I think that's great, but some of these certifications, just make sure if it is worth putting it in a resume. If it is not worth putting, just don't put it. Just ignore the certification, because it doesn't add any value to the resume. Yeah. And also for these projects, it would be better if you had some links. Do you have link? Yeah, okay, you have the link. Okay, right, you have the link, so that's great. Other than having it in this separate box, you can just put it in this name as well. So if you click this name, it will take you to that link, right? So that would be easier to click, other than going and seeing if, because for me this was not visible until I see it separately. So usually people have their links attached to the name, right? And if you just click the name, it takes you to that project. And I also see you don't have the link for this project, so make sure at least if you don't have the link, I think it's better not to put it there, because if having link for the projects is a big plus. If you really want to put it, even if you don't have a link, I don't know, you can go forward and put it, because I mean it should be worth it. It's just that. And yeah, you have some experience here. I think that's cool. you have done pretty internships as well, 3 internships. And yeah, I think education wise also, I think from higher secondary education, I think it's okay. You don't need to put in the high school education. Yeah, because people really don't, I mean, legally they care maybe, but really while selecting resumes, they don't see what which high school and how much did you get in your high school. It's okay to put in from intermediate, like +1 +2 and then the college thing. I think that should be good. I also don't see, I can see like you have this C++, Python, JavaScript and C programming languages, but I don't really know what else you know. So I mean, you have this technical skills, but I don't know why, but it's not really coming out on the resume. Other than that, I think it's good, like you have the links and you have a portfolio, I guess, if that works. Yeah, so this is great. If you have a portfolio also, that's a big plus. um, yeah, so projects, you have a link, so that's a big plus. So I would recommend you, or I would say you can change the template to make it work, like, because you don't have much breathing space here. If you change it to a different template, then you might have. So yeah, that's the thing I have for this resume. I think we can move on. Okay, Raviteja. Okay, so I think this template is great. So as I was saying from the previous template, so you can see this template, like it has some, if you're having something to write like multiple lines, make sure the template supports it, because if it doesn't, it becomes very congested. And also make sure your resume doesn't have any spelling mistakes, because that's a huge turn off for the recruiter. And yeah, if you at least like you can put it in the Grammarly thing, I guess it will check for the spelling, and you can verify it before uploading the resume. And yeah, as I was saying, education in this section, it can be above the work experience, because in that order, like education comes before work experience. Other than that, I think this thing is cool. The template is good. The ordering can be changed, like the education can come on top, but you have the link for this, so this is good. So you have the source code. If you don't have the portfolio website, then it's better to have the GitHub link, because it is so yeah. So there some links are, if the links are not valid, make sure the links are valid, or send it to the GitHub source code. I think that's better. Other than that, I don't think you need the non-technical skills. You can put this in your, if you want to specify this, you can, because if you're applying for some back-end engineering, let's say, they may or may not care about this, so it doesn't hurt to have this here. But if it was me, I won't keep my non-technical skills in my technical resume. So for me, it doesn't really, because I have something else to put it, or I can have some space here. So I think yeah, other than that, I think the wording is also so many here, like there are so many words here. The recruiter, if he wants to read, he doesn't have a quick summary, or summary in the sense he doesn't have to read through all this. He can't do that because he doesn't have that much time. Mostly recruiters have at most 10 seconds, 15 seconds for the first glance. I don't think even that much, it's less than that. So yeah, so if you reduce the words, if you shorten this, making it more effective, so smaller lesser words, and giving it more meaning, I think it would be great. And it's great that you have the company link as well. Yeah, I think so you can also make this bold, because it matches with the title and the heading here. If you make this bold, it will separate this from the other body. I think yeah, that's all for this resume. I think it's good. Moving on. So next one is Subrat Sahu. So yeah, I think this is what I was saying. Education must be on top. So this is a good sign that at least for the first thing the recruiter sees is what your pass out year is. So depending on that, he or she can know if to move forward with this resume or not. So they'll have a quick glance at this. And also, if you attach your LinkedIn profile, you have so much higher chance of getting noticed, because if the recruiter is not interested in reading this and you have a very active LinkedIn profile, they can just click on your LinkedIn and see your profile and on what you do and all. So that gives them an entire idea. So instead of looking into your resume, sometimes that can really help. So you have the experience. You are 2024 pass out, so you are have these internship experiences. That's great. And I think it's better you can add the link for the company website as well. That might help to know what kind of experience you have. It's not mandatory, but it can help. And again, for projects, I guess you can add some link here, because projects with link, okay, you have the link. Okay, I think you can bold this, or you can move that. You can have the live link attached to this title, and you can have a source code link here, kind of that, because live hosted you have put it as a different link. It is okay, it is not that big a problem, but still. Okay, I think also achievements can be below the technical skills. The ordering usually is it matters, because it's the order which the recruiter is going to see. If usually that's how humans see, because they move from top to bottom, they read from top to bottom. And also make sure you have the achievements which are worth putting it in. So we have here written 3 articles on a blogging platform. So rather than having that written here, you can have a link to your blogging platform itself here. Although you haven't written those many, you have written 3. It's okay. You can just put the link here and remove this from the achievements section, because this doesn't add that huge of value here. So you can just remove this and put the link on top. I think that's what I would say for the achievement section. You can move it down, and you can remove the link here, and I mean remove this row and put it as a link at the top. So yeah, you have a great experience. That's great. And the template is also very simple. It's very minimalistic. I actually like this, so I like this template. And profile links, it is okay to have. It's okay that you have here, but I am just wondering if you can also put this on top, like someone here did, like this. If you can have the links on top, because you have a bit of space, you can remove the 4 row spaces, and you can just add 1 row here to have a links of all the platforms that you want to put it. And if you're putting the links, make sure it is in bold, because in order to differentiate it from a normal word. So let's take this word and this, so I don't see different, because there's no difference. So if you want to differentiate a link from a sentence, you just have to bold it and put it, or underline it and put it at the top. For the profile links, I would say you can put it at the top. It's okay if you have it here, because you don't have anything else to be important to put here, so I would say it's okay. So yeah, I think the overall the resume is great. There are some small changes. That's it, I would say. Other than that, I think it's good to think we can move on. So the last resume is Harshit Rathi. Okay. So yeah, again, education can be on top. So education, as I was saying with multiple resumes here, education, if it is on top, then the recruiter can have an idea of which passing out year you are in. And if you can reorder that, it would be great. And you can also, as I was saying, you can bold the links, so that when I hover, I know that the link is bolded, right? And I think it's pretty good. You have the sections equally divided, and I think the achievements tab can go below projects, because I think projects is more important than achievements. So this projects has much higher weight when compared to achievements. So I would say projects can go above achievements. And as I was saying, like if you have the link to this project, you can put the link or the hosted link directly with this title and the source code separately. So that would reduce you one link, right? So it would be easier to even click it. And because you have bolded it here, it would make more sense if you put the link directly here. So I would say, yeah, projects can go above achievements, and you can move the link, the hosted or the app link, directly to this title. That would be easier for us, for the recruiter to see. And here again the same thing. So instead of putting the link at this um, corner, so it's very hard to see, even though it is in blue color, it is a bit harder to see. So you can just put it directly to this title. It will be very easier. I think yeah, that's one point I can see. I think the achievements are worth putting here. It looks like you have done a bit of competitive programming, so you can put it here. But I would say achievements would be below projects, so that's for sure. Because as far as I've seen, projects have a very higher value. At least for me, projects are what got me into startups. So they really didn't care about the achievements, but I mean it does carry some weight, but still projects is much higher. And for projects, I would say you can uh, pick your top three instead of going with more than three, because let's say even the recruiter wants to see projects, he won't be seeing all four, right? So you can put in your top three, and it would look much cleaner, and it also shows like you know what to prioritize. So that is there. That's what I can see. And I think Harshit was asking me, um, so if you want to learn Spring Boot in deep, or you want to put in Django or Node.js for startups. So I guess like learning Spring Boot from scratch, if you have the time, you can go for it. But the startups, I think they most probably go with Django or Node.js. They can, I mean, it depends on the startup, but if they are given to pick among the three, they will be going mostly with Node.js or Django. The reason being, it's very fast to develop, and it takes much lesser time to get the product up and ready. So it's good, like you have the experience with Django and Node.js, but if you have the time, you can go for Java Spring Boot to learn in depth, because learning it in depth, it takes some time. I would say about 3-4 months to get it to for you to get the intuition. It might take 3-4 months. So I would say if you have the time, you can go for it, or else you can just stick with Node.js and Django, and as the need arises, you can just learn on the go. So yeah, I will say that I don't see anything else for me to recommend. This links also, for me, it's looking a bit odd. It's not a big problem because it's looking very neat. It's ordered and all. But the reason I'm saying odd is that it's not. I mean, there are like simple wording. You can, maybe what you can do is you can the titles, you can give it bold. You can make it bolded, like the GitHub lead code, CodeChef and Code Forces. You can make it in bold, and the links you can underline them. So maybe that would give an idea of uh, these are the links. Or else what you can do is you can just bold them and put the link directly inside the title, like I was suggesting for the projects. That gives you much more space, and you can move this up. So right now when I'm seeing, I have to scroll it a bit, right? So I think that's because of this. So if you remove this and if you move everything up, then I will not have the need to scroll, and it would be something like this. So here I didn't have the need to scroll, right? So yeah, that's the improvements that I can see for my first site. Right. So Subrat is asking microservices in Node.js. So suggestion for that, not just in Node.js. I think usually microservices, I would say gRPC and protocol buffers. You can do it in any language, but gRPC and protocol buffers, you need to learn that separately, and then you can implement that in Node.js. Actually, have a video coming up, like where I implement multiple services and using Golang and Node.js, and then I will make them. I make them interact with each other. I have to edit it still, but I will just try to upload it as soon as I can. But mostly, I would say gRPC and protocol buffers. That would help you to build microservices in any language, not just Node.js. Hey, Lost Soul. Is it true that HR will never see our GitHub page? As I said, the HR might. I mean, there's a chance they might see. Uh, the reason there's this rumors that they are not giving enough attention to the resume is that they have lots of resume. Like they have about let's say 150 200 resumes to go in a day. Let's say they have that count, then they don't have time to go through every single page that they get. So that might be one reason, but I don't think every HR is like that. And so mostly that's why I was saying the projects are really important, because if you have something unique in your projects list, then which catches the recruiter's eye, then he doesn't even need to see your GitHub page, right? So if something is unique and if he knows it, you have done something which is different and difficult, then it is easier for him or her or the HR to move on with your resume, at least from if you haven't had any projects list. Good resource for Golang. For Golang, I think the Golang, if you're asking for resources in the sense basics of Golang, I think Golang Playground is great. I think I have actually most of the Go concepts. This gives a pretty I think it's effective Go. I did remember going through the Golang with concepts in the left side. I don't know whether I think it's go.dev. So we had this concepts, and we had the it had the playground in the right side. Don't remember that exactly. No, actually don't remember. I'll just put the link if I remember that, or if anybody remembers in the chat, you can just say if somebody has experience with Go. I think if we search for I think it's a tour. Yeah, this one. So this one we have it's go.dev/tour. We have you have every concepts divided into playgrounds, and you have every single example for this go.dev. So I will just share that link here. Do I share the link? I'll just share this link, but yeah, so this has like every single concept, and then it has a playground at the side which you can run and test whatever you want. So this was really great. No, if you're starting from scratch, or if you want some single concept you want to learn, I think this does the job. Coming back to resume, I think yeah, so that's the advice I would give. Important advice is that the bolding of your words makes some difference with how the HR or the recruiter is going to see your resume. So yeah, I think these are all the resumes that I was looking into and some of my tips. Hope I helped this. So if you have any questions, you can just ask, or I think I can end the stream. It's about half an hour, I guess. So I actually thought of doing the stream tomorrow or tomorrow morning, but I thought of people were asking to do that today, so I just thought of doing it today. I thought people were asleep, but they are not. I'll just put the link. Okay. So yeah, I think I can end the stream, I guess. Okay. Hey Ajit Zero, thoughts on whether we should show older contest ratings in resume? Right. I think it's okay because it's if it like if it is achieved by you, I think it's okay to show whatever achievements you had in the past. It's not that if you have not practiced enough, it's just an achievement, so they are not going to test you on that, I guess. But I think it makes sense to put if you have such a big achievement, like if you are saying you have a 2100 rating on HackerRank and a gold medal, so I think it's okay to put it on resume, even if it is not the current updated skill you have. I think I don't see any uh, reason not to put it there. So yeah. um, does XMPP make sense for a chat application for 50k daily active users or WebSockets enough for that kind of load? um, I actually so for 50k I would say I don't know what kind of bandwidth you have for changing the stack immediately. I guess 50k I think WebSocket should be able to handle it very easily, because I have seen a scale uh, which WebSockets have handled much more than that. I think even in production WebSockets are handling more than that, 50k. So I think it's good if WebSockets, I would say it's enough. I don't think any reason to switch to XMPP. Yeah, so you can do that. Um, for your target roles, like you can update your resume according to the company you are applying. So you can directly target the roles that the company needs, and if you know them, if you know the skills, if you have the skills for that company, I guess it's really it's a huge plus, because you are hitting you're marking every box that the company has given you. Then yeah, that would be a great plus for anyone who is applying. So most people don't do that, because you have to change the resume for every company. So most people don't do that but for companies that you prioritize, I guess it makes sense to do that. I can see many first time chats here, so thank you for chatting. Thank you for your messages, really. I'm a student and I don't have many personal projects yet. Will it be a problem? So which are you studying college, or have you not entered college yet? It depends on the age. If you're in the college, I think before fourth year or the final year, it's good to have at least three or two best projects that you have. Yeah, so if you're in college, yeah, I would say that you can have two, three projects in hand, which would be, you know, uh, which you can put it on resume at least. Because I was seeing projects right now. If you go like with startups today, they're not even asking for DSA. They're directly asking for projects and tasks that are giving up based on projects or something like that. So mostly startups right now are dev based, because they don't need DSA. And if you go for bigger companies, they are still asking for DSA. So I would say projects, you can have your best three before the final year or before the placement season begin. You can have your three best projects, and yeah, that should be good. Then you should be good. Yeah. Um, okay, I can still have 5 minutes. Yeah, thanks, Ajit. Actually, I don't know how Twitch these overlays and all work. I'm just still exploring it. in the coming streams, I guess I just want to make it better. Wanted to add more overlays and make it easier for you to see what's happening, and for me even to read the chats, because for previous streams, like 2 3 previous streams, I was not able to read chats because I'm not able to find them. So I'm just getting the hang of it now. What do you think of the recession? Will it cut jobs? It has already cut, I would say. The huge number of cuts are happening, I guess, in Fang, or I don't think the startups are firing, at least the startups which are profitable. But many companies, I don't think, even if they had the, I mean, even if they didn't have any reason of firing, they are just firing because they want to decrease the man force in this. And I don't know if the recession has arrived or not, but the jobs are already being decreased. It's still, I would say, it hasn't arrived yet, but still we don't know if it's going to stay like this, or if it's going to improve in the, let's say, in the next month or so. I have no idea. Nobody has any idea. So that's the reality. Um. Okay. The recession is, I don't know if we even call it recession nowadays. It's just they're just laying it off. I have no reason. They have no reason. So yeah, I think I will end the stream here. It's 11:42. I think it's better if I end the stream here. I'm just thinking of making the streams more earlier. So the last stream I was going till 12:40 a.m. So this stream I have started a bit early, and I'm just thinking, like, what's the best time to start if after, let's say, 6 p.m. What do you think might be the best time to stream? Like, when are you people free? You can just say it on chat. I was thinking 9 p.m. I don't know if you guys will be having dinner then. Oops. Okay, guys, I'm ending the stream. Uh, do let me know the timing of the streams you would like me to start. Like, I was thinking of 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Whenever if I'm streaming. So yeah, if that seems great, do let me know. You can message me on LinkedIn, or you can just put it on the comments in my YouTube videos. Anyway, so yeah. For how long? It would be mostly 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2 hours if I'm if we are like coding something. But if it's like this, like if it's resume reviews or something, not coding, then it would be, let's say, a hour long. It's basically between 1 or 2 hours, not more than that. I don't think people will see the stream even if I stream for like 5 6 hours. I don't have that amount of traffic right now. Yeah, 9 p.m. That's what I was thinking. 9 p.m. should be good. I will like test this the timing which whatever works whenever I get the highest traffic, so I can just fix it on that. Okay, guys. I think yeah, that's I'm just ending the stream now. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for this. Yeah, exactly. It's trial and error. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Thanks for that, Ajit Zero. And yeah, thanks for everyone here. See you next time. Thank you. Bye, guys.